There now follows a party political broadcast on behalf of the Labour Party.
You know, oh, I can't be bothered, this is getting on my nerves, all this stuff, and I'm not going to bother to go out and vote. But actually, it only takes 1 in 10 people not to be bothered to vote, and before you know it, another government will slip in through the back door. And I promise you, you won't like yourself because they're irresponsible.
If 1 in 10 Labour voters don't vote or vote for another party, the Tories win.
I was an estate agent in the Recession, and I know the impact that had on people, and there's no way I wanted to go there again. Absolutely not. To be honest with you, it terrifies me, the thought of my children growing up under the same climate that I grew up in. I just don't think it's on at all.
It comes down to the interest rate at the end of the day, because what's the point in buying a home if 5 years down the line you're going to lose it? You know, I just couldn't imagine going back to the boom-bust, you know, policies under the Tories where I can't remember what they got up to. Was it something crazy like 16%? You know, I honestly can't remember, but I know that at the time that everybody you spoke to around that particular period was just worried about losing their home.
If 1 in 10 Labour voters don't vote, we get the Tories who gave us 15% interest rates.
I want the NHS to be safe in people's hands. I don't want it to go private. I mean, I couldn't have afforded with I got a pension or anything like that, but I couldn't have afforded to spend all the money I've saved to keep the house and everything on treatment privately. I just couldn't afford to do it.
I have certainly seen things improve in my lifetime, and please God, let it stay like that. If the Tories get in and
it will run
as a business, the health service, it really would.
If 1 in 10 Labour voters don't vote, the Tories will bring in charges for hospital operations.
The fact that there are nursery places and childcare places that are available and are funded, I think is absolutely fantastic. If nothing else, then it gives mothers a much-needed break.
You know, more teachers, more teaching staff, more investment and well-focused investment.
If 1 in 10 Labour voters don't vote, the Tories will cut funding for state schools by £200 per pupil.
And what people don't seem to realise is for the past 7 years, under the leadership of Tony Blair and Gordon Brown, they have done a fantastic job. And the trouble is, people won't know what a great job it is until they get themselves into a situation where things start to go pear-shaped again. And that's going to happen if Michael Howard gets into power.
If 1 in 10 Labour voters don't vote, Michael Howard becomes Prime Minister. Then low mortgage rates are at risk. A free and fair NHS is at risk. A rising minimum wage is at risk. Tax credits for families are at risk.
When you really sit and think about what we have, and then you do appreciate how lucky we are.
Looking after them is the most important thing for me, and I think I know what's best for their future, and a Labour government is definitely what's best for their future.
I'll be voting Labour this time because the alternative is a disaster area.
Yesterday's gone, today's here, tomorrow's yet to come. Let's make our tomorrows a good tomorrow. And I say vote Labour and we'll get that.
It'll take you 30 seconds and it'll last for 5 years.
Don't risk what you value. Vote Labour.
If you value it,
vote for it. It's not a waste of your time, it's quite the opposite.
If you value it,
go out and vote for it.
Vote Labour on Thursday. Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. If you value it, vote for it. Vote Labour.
For more information about James Alexander and the Labour Party, please visit www.time-for-change.org.uk.